Well, a bill that's passed the North Carolina State House, now headed to the Senate, could completely change the way your child gets disciplined at school if they get in trouble.
Yeah, well, the bill takes what would be considered a serious violation and then leaves it up to the school districts. And there is a lot of pushback on this. Queen City News anchor Derek Dellinger is here in the studio. Derek, this really goes back to a lot of the reporting that you've been doing for years when we talk about that discipline gap. And there's also a fear with this bill that things could get worse. So explain kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah, when it comes to discipline in North Carolina, black students are almost 4 times as likely to be suspended than white students, really for the same issue. And there's a legitimate fear that number could go up if this bill becomes law. Right now, if a student talks back or has a dress code violation or doesn't follow directions in school, it is by state law considered an example of something that is not a serious violation. But in legislation that has already passed the state house and is in the state senate, all that language is struck through, deleted, leaving discretion up to the administrators.
The less guidance that educators have in terms of how they dole out punishments, the more they rely on their own intuition.
Jerry Wilson is with the Center for Racial Equity and Education. He says that intuition can be flawed, and studies and experiences consistently show in North Carolina biases show.
The research on dress codes show that students of color are targeted, that girls are targeted, that LGBTQ students are targeted.
It's known as House Bill 188. Those who support the bill have gone on record as saying it could give teachers more leeway in classrooms and how to handle issues and potentially problem students. It would also encourage more in-school suspensions if a student does get into trouble. The bill passed late last month at the State House 71-42, despite criticism by state reps and educational groups.
Students of color are disproportionately given out-of-school and in-school suspension in North Carolina. We know that.
Wilson's statement is backed up by research that Queen City News has looked through for years. The Youth Justice Project releases its annual report on racial disparities in education in the state. The research shows several things. Minority children are not more likely to misbehave or learn any differently, but they are almost 4 times more likely to be punished. In some districts, it's worse. Wilson says that legislation does deserve a second look.
What we end up with is schools that feel less safe and less productive and less welcoming for marginalized students.
Now, that bill passed the House with around roughly the same time as the transports bill, which is likely why you haven't heard much about this legislation up until now. As we mentioned, though, the bill is in the state Senate. It is so far not on the calendar for discussion.
Yeah, and Derek, what about the lawmakers behind this bill? I mean, they're local state reps here. Have they had anything to say about anything?
Well, we tried to get a comment from them on this. In fact, we wanted to learn more about their reasoning for this and get their reaction to the criticism that this legislation could target marginalized groups. We did reach out to State Reps John Torbett of Gaston County, Hugh Blackwell of Burke County, and David Willis of Union County. They are the 3 of the 4 primary sponsors of this bill and the ones from our viewing area that would be the relevant people to talk to. Now, we reached out to them and their legislative assistants twice yesterday, once again this morning. We were clear about wanting to speak with them. No one got back with us.
All right, yeah, a lot more discussion ahead, no doubt, on this bill. All right, Derek, thanks.
Thanks so much.